Here, I'm going to be showing you how to do a frog stretch. So the frog stretch is a very good position to work on your groin muscles and your hip abduction flexibility. All that means is we're trying to improve the ability for your hips to open up this direction, okay? So for the frog stretch positioning, you're simply going to go on all fours to start. And once you're on all fours with your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, right? We don't want to be in what you call hip flexion. You want to be completely stacked. You want to start by widening your knees or getting your knees apart as far as you can tolerate. And then from there, you're going to make sure you align your heel with your knee. So you don't want your heel to be on the inside. You don't want to be too far out. You want them basically getting your shins parallel to each other, okay? So if you look, you should be able to see that they're completely in line. And then from there, you can stay here on your hands and simply sit back until you get a good stretch. Or you can drop onto your elbows to give yourself more support and then slide back from there. Now what you'll notice is I'm not going as far past 90 degrees. That's how I know I have the stretch right. So for you, if you're doing this at home and you notice you're like back here, either you're very, very flexible and you probably don't need to be doing this, or you need to adjust your positioning. If you can go past 90 degrees pretty far, it means either your feet are too close or your knees aren't far enough. So if I bring my knees in a little bit, I can sit back all the way here, okay? But if I widen my knees, remember, like we started off with the knees right under our hips, and I just widen from there. If I do this right, I shouldn't be able to go too far. The thing about your back positioning here, if you go on your hands, you're gonna have an easier time extending your lower back, just like this, so basically arching it. That's actually gonna help stretch some of the muscles inside your hip too. So you can go from here and then sit back and you'll notice a very good stretch. Or if you really want, you can go on your elbows and do the opposite. If you actually tuck your pelvis, just like that, and then you sit back, that actually helps target a different aspect of the hip, more so the front of that hip joint capsule. It's just basically the stuff that's very, very deep in that area. And so mess around with it. You can change your back positioning once you're on your elbows. You can do the same when you're on your hands. But the biggest thing to remember is that you shouldn't be going too far past 90 degrees, and you should be feeling a pretty good stretch. Now, in terms of intensity, if your breathing changes and you're noticing that you're tensing up too much, you want to back off a little bit. So feel free to do that by simply bringing your knees in a little more or bringing your feet in a little bit closer. You don't want to crank through this. You want to be able to relax. You want to be able to spend some time here. But give it a shot, try those different positions, and see how it goes.